You're I'm in the kitchen, man. I'm cooking up that work, man. I'm gonna get straight into it. As a man, you must have knowledge of the spiritual world. As a man, you must have knowledge of the spiritual world. And so I'm a podcast, bro. Got the podcast mic. I'm officially a podcast, bro. So with that being said, I'm not a grifter. I'm a podcast, bro, and I'm here to just drop gems, as you can see. Here to drop gems. And I feel like the difference between me and a lot of other podcast bros and people that's on YouTube making content is that I give you guys real life, flesh and blood stuff, but then I give y'all spiritual stuff as well. Because a lot of people skip over the spiritual stuff when we as people are spirits. You know what I'm saying? We deal not with flesh and blood, but principalities and spirits. So yeah, it's important to be able to navigate the world that we can see, but you also have to be able to navigate the world that you can't see. So I like to talk about navigating the world that we can't see because what we can see is a manifestation of what we can't see. So not to get too deep, not to get too confusing, I'm gonna just jump straight into it. As a man, you need to have knowledge of the spiritual side of things. As a man, you need to have knowledge of the spiritual world. And I say that because without knowledge of the spiritual, you're going to struggle with the physical. As above, so below. So, what I need you to understand is there's things going on that we can see, but there's also things going on that we can't see. And if you don't focus on the unseen, what you can see is going to be difficult for you. It's going to be a struggle for you to deal with because the things that you can't see affects the things that you can see. So I feel like a lot of people that make content, a lot of people that give advice, a lot of people that try to help others, they're trying to help people on the physical without understanding what's going on in the spiritual. And a lot of people don't really like to get into spirituality. They don't like to get into, you know, religion, or they don't like to get into certain uh, spiritual ideologies. But the thing that I realize is you kind of need to talk about it to see where people see where their head is at. You got to talk about spirituality to see where people are in life. How somebody handles their spirituality, it tells me everything I need to know about them. I feel like spirituality is a great vetting tool in the dating market. Spirituality is a great vetting tool when it comes to picking and choosing friends. Spirituality is a great vetting tool that will allow you to do business or make certain business choices or business decisions, or it could be a helpful guide to different spiritual endeavors. So I'm gonna just tell you straight up, like, yeah, it's good to have an idea of the physical, but you need to have an idea of the spiritual as well. You need to have an idea of what goes on in the seen world, and you need to have an idea of what goes on in the unseen world. So I feel like as a man, if you don't have any spiritual foundations, if you don't have any spiritual ideologies that you know partake in, then you're going to be lost. As a man, you need to have spiritual ideologies. You need to have a spiritual system that you follow that guides you. As a man, it's imperative that you have a religious or a spiritual foundation that you can lean on, that can guide you. Because if not, this is my take on it. If a man doesn't believe in a higher power, then he doesn't believe that another man can be greater than him. Which means that by me believing in a higher power, I I acknowledge that the creator is better than me. Whoever created this world is smarter than me. They're better than me, and they they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? The Most High did what He did. So by me being able to submit to a higher power, that shows that I can say that there's a man that's better than me. So yeah, man, I feel like it's a whole nother world that we don't talk about when it comes to spirituality. Um, I feel like women are more in tune with their spirituality, whether they're religious or spiritual or whatever their beliefs are. But women are more in tune with their spirituality. I feel like as men, yeah, we're into it, but as men, we don't really focus too much on it. You know, we'll just pick up a tradition or we'll pick up something spiritual and just go with it. But meanwhile, we'll focus more on chasing the bag. We'll focus more on chasing women rather than chasing spiritual truth. You know, I say as a man, you need to not only be aware of spirituality, but be aware of how does spiritual truth look to you? How does having a spiritual foundation look to you? Because a lot of men don't care about spiritual stuff. They don't care about what they can't see. This is not for them. This video is not for them. This video is for those that can humble themselves and say, you know what, there's something bigger than me. There's something greater than me that's out there. And, you know, maybe you want to align yourself with something that's bigger or greater than you. So you seek knowledge, you do research. But the overall point that I'm trying to make with this video is that as a man, I want to talk to the men on this one because I feel like men, we kind of lacking in that spiritual department. So I want to see us get better in that spiritual department. I want to see us spend more time on the spiritual. I want to see us spend more time on understanding that whole other side of life that's out there that we can't see. I want us to acknowledge it. I want us to research it. I want us to get interested in the spiritual side of things so that way, as above, so below. I want us to be able to have discussions around it. I want us to be able to enlighten other people about spiritual truth, not some hocus pocus mumbo jumbo, because we live in a world that's an orderly world. We live in a world that's organized. We live in a world that's has a lot of intricacies and it has a lot of laws and it has a lot of ways about it that whoever created the world knew what they was doing. So it's letting the fellas know, hey man, tap into your spirituality. Tap into tap into your beliefs and take your beliefs serious. Learn spiritual truths, learn spiritual information. When it comes to the spirit, learn it. Understand so that way you can know what's going on.